Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home. It's ladies' night. I know I've been sitting here all day, just right here, just waiting for this conversation. You believe me? Well, I am excited about it. You can believe that. And since today is the first day of autumn official, let's start with my radio sister, Autumn Joy.
Hello, y'all. Yes, it is the autumn joy.
There you go. I like that. And all right, let's keep it going. Kokalani, hi.
Hey. Okay, I gotta get the frame.
There she is. There she
Let me
is.
scoot over. Okay.
Hi,
Hello.
ladies. Well, you know what? I have to say, happy anniversary. I missed the doggone party.
I did too.
On Sunday. So, Autumn,
Yeah.
it was your anniversary party since, we failed you. I was traveling. I was there in spirit. I was traveling, but I feel like I failed you.
You didn't fail me. You're fine. I know, again,
Okay.
you all, were there, and we're still in a pandemic, so a lot of people just, couldn't make it out. So I get it.
How was it?
How
Did
was
you have
it?
fun?
I saw some pictures.
It was so good, y'all. So when we pulled up, there was already a line. And so I was like, oh, we lit up in the streets. And yeah, and we had so many amazing listeners. So many people came up offering advice on what we could do on the station. You gotta love a third.
Oh, what you need to do.
And you really need to do this. And if you need to,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
They came up and were talking about things that we had talked about on our shows, and it was really nice to just finally be able to meet people. And then it was really cool. They played our intros, and we went up on stage and got to talk, and and then finally see Nina and Frank Ski. So it was a good time. Shout out.
It looked beautiful. Everybody looked so good. I was like,
really
oh my
nice.
gosh. I had my little outfit ready. Next year. I'll be there next anniversary. Well, there's so much to unpack. So much has been going on. I know that you two ladies had some information about the real and Nicki and that whole setup. Let's get into it. Kokalani, you want to set that story up?
Well, Nicki Minaj is married, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. People are talking all day saying, is Nicki sacrificing her queendom to save her man? Because she is married, and she's married. She just had the baby, right? Did she have the baby, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she had the baby. So she's like, in one aspect, you can say, okay, she's supporting her man, but her man was charged and convicted of sexual rape or something many years ago, and apparently the victim has spoken. She was on The Real today, and she basically, after being silent, she just basically said, Nicki has been, allegedly coming to her, offering her money to recant, basically saying, hey, and Autumn's going to give you all the tea, but Autumn, you can go in a little more. But I don't know, is Nicki wrong? We'll get into that later for defending her man. But if she did, try to go back to the victim and say, hey, can you recant your story so he can have a regular life? But people are really kind of upset with Nicki. What's your take, Autumn?
Yeah, and Nicki, isn't she the bad guy? That's why she calls herself the bad guy. And that's a really good question I can actually pose to my listeners tomorrow, Kokalani. And thank you for saying that, because I was trying to how would it be a good way to get people engaged? But and the thing, I think the reason why Nicki reached out to the victim initially, because Kenneth already served, I believe it was 6 years in jail.
Right.
Like, okay, he served his time. He's reformed. He did what he was supposed to do for the community. It's like, why now all of a sudden come out? If he's already done his time, why are we trying to kick the dust back up if it's already been settled? So I do think that that's initially where Nicki was. And then you also got to take into consideration, it's the victim story against what Nicki Minaj and what Kenneth Petty have to say. And I got to say, I did watch the interview on The Real. Her name is Jennifer Ho. I think that's how you pronounce H-O-U.
It's her. It's her.
Jennifer Huff. Okay. Yeah, she was on The Real. And I got to say, I felt her pain. She clearly was a victim of something. And you could hear and see in her voice and, how she was reacting. She said that she had to move away because she was being threatened. Her family was being threatened, and she didn't really ever fully recover from it. So, again, Kenneth, was charged. He did his time. And it's like, in one hand, people are like, oh, okay, we're so happy you're speaking out. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, if he did his 6 years, why are you coming out now? Like,
and what I took when I was watching it, everybody watches it and you can get a different take. What I took from her was she was saying that Nicki had approached her, offered her money, offered her family money, and I think he has to register as a sex offender. Mm-hmm. So some people were saying, I know that Nicki didn't go to the Met because she didn't get the vaccine, but some people are saying, even if she went to the Met, she couldn't have taken her husband because there was a school across the street. And apparently when you're a registered sex offender, you can't be in so many miles of a school. So basically they're saying that she just wants to clear that so he can live a normal life and travel and do things. But from what the victim said, they've been, she had, I guess when you go through something like that, just having the complex. And she said to Nicki, this is real what happened to me. But Nicki wanted her to, I guess, recant the story. And one thing that I took away from what the victim said, what she said was, Nicki, they offered her $20,000. We were calling her family. And when she refused to take the money, they were like, well, you should have taken the money because now it's going to be your head. So she was threatening for her life right now. Yeah. So wow. I don't know.
Wow. Interesting. And so Autumn, you're going to talk about this?
Allegedly.
You're going to talk about it on the show tomorrow, right? On your show.
Yeah, sure. And the reason why I didn't do it sooner was because it happened earlier. And I wanted to kind of wait to see how it would play out, to see if he was going to respond or, go ahead, Kokolani. What are you saying?
Well, I was going to ask you, do you think, because a lot of people, I was in a couple of rooms today and people were talking and they were like, she's really sacrificing a lot for her husband. But then when you think of a husband and you're married, you don't know if it's true, like what happened with Bill Cosby. Camille was by his side, so it's like all the things that are going on. Do you defend your man? People are like, oh, she's an accomplice because she's standing by him, but they're married, and this happened way before. So I don't know, but that's the thing with marriage. Do you stay with your man? And people are like, she needs to divorce him. I'm like, okay. But
and to your point, Kokolani, I mean, this happened a long time ago.
Right.
This is something that was recent. I want to say they were young,
Right.
To dismiss what he did, but he was a kid at the time. He, like I said, he served his 6 years and he's moved on. And so I think in Nicki's defense, that's what she wants the rest of the world to do, is to just kind of move away from it. But unfortunately, you're Nicki Minaj, you're associated with this person. This is what he has going on. She knew that. And did we forget her brother as well? So that Nicki is just really surrounded by a lot of questionable characters, and I really do feel bad for her because she's lumped in there. But I mean, kudos to her for sticking by her man. Now, if they did offer her, the lady, money, and then was like, "Oh, we gonna," it took her to the streets. Like, "Oh, hold on,
that's different."
That's pretty bad. But she's married. That's her husband. That's her husband. She gonna stick beside him. That's mine.
So you're gonna stick beside him. No, stick by. Well, you know what? Kudos to everybody who's commenting as well. Excuse me. We're not ignoring you. They were just in such a heated debate there, or just talking about it. We're just, we got you. So Jeff, good point on the marriage point. Dick, celebrity world is crazy. It really is. I mean, I guess held to a different standard. And when you're living your life in front of everybody, it's tough enough as it is, right? I mean, so many people, I'm sure, go through things like that.
And then there are a lot of Nicki's fans. I think that's what some people are like. You guys aren't paying attention to the victims, because a lot of people, Nicki's fans, are like, she's lying, she's doing this. But I don't know. It's just really, like you said, celebrity. And like Roger W. James says, you can't blame Nicki for something that occurred before she knew the man.
Yeah.
Right.
And the victim isn't she suing them?
She's suing them. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in these kind of situations, it's like you're happy, you're coming forward, you're speaking, but what's the end game here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you really after? Because if sis comes out with a book and starts going on tour, then it's like, all right, we knew
this is right. Set us up.
Right.
So that's why you gotta give people the side eye when they go on TV. It's like, okay, girl, we feel your pain. So if you kind of fade away after this, then you legit tell your story. But if you pop up with a 20 city book tour and
Not a 20 city book tour. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Angela Stribling, you know, and we know.
Right.
But yeah.
That would be crazy. That would be really crazy. But you never know. Which is why, you know, like you were saying, you're just kind of like waiting, just letting this whole thing unfold, you know, before you even address it. Another thing that, I mean, just crazy times we're living in, what is going on at the Mexican border with the Haitian immigrants and the migrants. I mean,
yeah,
so many things with that.
To be in America, it's shocking. I mean, there's no explanation for this. I mean, and under this Biden administration, honestly, that surprised me that this would happen. I mean, if it was the previous administration, I wouldn't have been, or I wouldn't be as shocked. But, well, anyway, what do you guys think about this? It's like we're living in a bad movie.
I'm keeping mine short and sweet, Kokalani. Did you see them doing any of that to the refugees?
Mexicans or connect? Right. Didn't see that.
Did you see that? Even with the Mexican refugees?
Nope.
Or Cuban, yes, right.
I have never in my almost 40 years of life have I seen them do anything like that to any other race or any
never.
Other.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it.
Never. And then you have
the dark brown people.
And then there's like three things that I've been observing and listening. And some people are like, well, that wasn't a whip. That was for the horse. They weren't real. And I'm like, are you looking at the same video we're looking at? And then the other two things that were kind of, someone brought up a topic of they're using more force than they did on January 6th. Mm-hmm. They're using more force than they did on January 6th. You see them rounding up, and these people didn't have weapons. They weren't doing anything. But another thing that a lot of people were saying, the majority of illegal immigrants that are in the United States are not Mexicans, they're not Haitians. Those are people who've let their visas expire. Mm-hmm. So those are the ones that you don't see them beating them or doing anything like that. Those are technicalities. Right. And then the other thing, I used to live in Miami for a while. Haiti is very close to Miami. So when they come in, it's 2,000 miles to there. So how did all of those Haitians get to Mexico? That was a question I saw people were talking about. And then I saw a couple pictures where you saw photographers placed right there in front of the horses as the people were coming. It's like, I don't know. So some people, not conspiracy theory, but they're like, why would Haitians would go in through Miami, through in Florida, the proximity to Haiti. It's not.
So why Mexico?
How did all of them get there to Mexico to come through Texas? That's like Mexicans coming through Florida. It's not so.
Yeah, and then you see the barricade, the car barricade that they put up. They lined up like dozens of like trucks at the border to stop the migrants, and I'm just like, yo, like
this is another level.
But it's mind-boggling, and it leaves you completely speechless when you're looking at these images. I think they were like it looked like carry-out bags.
Right.
Like they were just no shoes on their
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's the urgency to put them on the flight? And people are like, you have all these Afghans who are coming here that are being put up in the Airbnbs. And then you are focusing so much energy on turning these Haitians back, and they just had the earthquake, all the
exactly.
So
where's the compassion at all? There's none.
They are the raw complexion. They are blackity black. And another thing that, if you look at those pictures and sidebar, those people were placed on administrative leave. So those that you saw on the horseback, they are currently on administrative leave, pending an investigation. You know how that goes. But if you look at their faces, they were getting a certain amount of gratification.
And did you see the side-by-side picture when someone showed a picture from like the early
back,
it was like a drawing,
a very similar situation,
right?
Jim Crow.
Another just sad note. Rest in peace, Melvin. I'm sorry, his father,
Melvin
Van
Van
Peebles, who
Peebles.
passed
Yeah,
away.
Melvin.
Oh.
So it is Melvin. So what is his son's name?
Mario Van Peebles.
Mario is the son.
Right.
But gosh, I mean, he was what, 89?
And he was like
And
the
passed
creator
away?
of Black cinema. Like, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
the lead, right.
The Watermelon Man in 1970.
You remember that? The Watermelon
Sweet
Man?
Sweetback in 71 or 72. 71. Sweetback.
This is
Oh, rest in peace.
Oh.
Melvin Van Peebles. That's right. The son is Mario.
And this is him back in the day. This is back in the day on the cover Jet.
Oh, wow.
When he did Sweetback.
What's that actor? He's escaping me right now. Gosh, the guy with the light.
Childish Gambino. No, who are you talking about?
With the light eyes. Terrence Howard.
Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy.
He kind of gives me like Michael Ealy.
Oh, yeah, that
Michael
vibe
Ealy
in that picture. Yeah, I could totally see that.
This is but speaking of Haiti, this is like a sidebar. I'm trying to make it fit, on a lighter note, but Fuji's announced their reunion tour. You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
And they represent for Haiti all the time, when like I see here's so so it's just kind of timely, not that they announced it knowing that this was going to happen, but they're doing a surprise concert, I believe, in New York tonight. They'll be in DC later on this year, but it's just like, I know they're going to have a moment of silence and do
They
something.
will.
Mm-hmm.
And Wyclef and his wife, they're from Haiti.
Right.
They always go back there and they're always donating. And, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not there now, just helping with the cleanup and whatever they can do. They roll up their sleeves. I love them for that. Absolutely love them.
Right.
Lauryn Hill shows up on time.
There's that.
Sac passe.
I'm just saying, maybe she should leave now for her show in DC. You know what I'm saying?
She's hours late. Well, maybe she grew out of that. Who knows?
Yeah. She had kids.
I don't know.
COVID.
So, earlier today, I had this great conversation with Candace Dillard Bassett, and it was for Pillow Talk, and it was such a great conversation. And I would just love to ask you ladies what you think about this. Like, how would you answer this question? We were talking about if you're in a romantic relationship, what is the difference between privacy and secrecy?
Okay.
Privacy and secrecy.
Privacy, like, let's keep our relationship private and not post it everywhere.
When you're in the relationship, like boundaries, like, okay, the phone. Some couples want to see each other's phones, and some
I think
couples,
that should be okay.
If somebody is texting and, their mate comes around, all of a sudden they're going to, turn the phone off, or that looks like secrecy to me.
Yeah, I don't like secrecy.
Yeah, I'd say privacy is me asking, are you on your phone? Yeah. Okay. Secrecy is, who are you talking to? Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
I don't think, and I think too, people have personal boundaries, but I think it has to make if the response does not equate to what was asked, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're like, well, hey, who are you talking to? Why are you being nosy? No, just say it was John, but if you all in my
defensive.
Man, that's scary.
Roger, I think you're right. Secrecy is more scandalous. Yeah. Privacy is a deeper personal element that involves who the person is. I think so. I mean, there are all kinds of things that, you can just open up about. Like, there was a conversation we had a couple years ago on Pillow Talk. Should you swap phones? Like at any given moment, would you be comfortable? Yeah. You would.
I mean, I think if you're in a relationship and you don't have anything to hide and his phone dies,
I don't know.
He can use my phone. But there's a difference. I mean, you have to understand what's happening. I mean, if you're like, can I use your phone?
Through your
I will
messages.
scroll. I will scroll. I'm not opposed to scroll. I'm a scroller. I'll scroll and be like, oh, okay.
I'm not. And I did once.
I scroll with love.
Privacy.
She said I scroll with love.
SWL, baby.
Right. privacy is going to take a dump. Secrecy is taking your phone with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, why do you need your phone while you know? But I get it because you.
Well, you know what? Yeah. That is something because
you gotta look at
people do that.
Yeah, but
if it's a habit, if it's an ongoing habit, like every time they go to the kitchen and watch, they like get the phone. But if you're with, like I gave someone and they'll leave their phone next to me, whatever. They might have a code on it or whatever, but they're not panicking, you know.
Secrecy is turning your phone over, face down all the time. It's like, why does your phone always have to be face down? You know, so it's like you got to look for. But to answer your question, Angela, the reason why I wouldn't feel comfortable going and switching phones, it has nothing to do with me, finding nudes or whatever. It's more of like the ambiguity. Like you don't know the tone of like messages between people. So I could read, hey, how was your day? Oh, it was great. Thank you so much for asking. Oh man, can't wait to see you later. Now I'm looking at that like, okay, hold on, who is that?
No, okay. No,
she's right. She's like, right.
That's my coworker, you know, and so it's like I don't want to assume or see or feel like it's like, you know what? That's your phone. You pay that bill here. Like I have no need to go through your phone or try to figure out what's going on.
But you should be trying to figure out because you should already know the people on the phone. You'd be like, oh, you're talking to Nancy.
But you don't. I mean, well, I agree. Okay, there was one point where I was Inspector Gadget in a relationship where I was definitely Inspector Gadget, but I didn't want to be Inspector Gadget.
But did you?
But I had a feeling.
Let me just say, right? Because were you prompted? Was he making you feel that way? That's what I'm saying. It's one thing if he's not doing anything.
But here's the lesson. Here was my lesson in all of that, which is why I am no longer a scroller. I was feeling like, you know, something ain't right. And looked through the phone. And of course, everything I found was just so wrong. Some things, you know, they looked like they were wrong and they weren't. But then there were other things that were just really wrong. So I think you go looking for something, you're going to find it. You're definitely going to find it. But the lesson I learned, I mean, in that particular case, I had to find out what I found out. And it was all right there. But there were other things that I was just flippant about for no reason that looked like it could have been suspicious, but in the end, it wasn't. And I've decided that if I'm in a relationship if I'm ever in a relationship like that again, where I feel like I have to get to the bottom of this, I got to find out what you're doing, then that's not the relationship for me. But I don't want to go through your things, and I don't want people going through mine.
Well, and I think hopefully you're in a relationship where it's healthy. I read a meme one time and it was like, you know, a woman felt some type of way and she said something. Doc says, stop being nosy.
Stop being nosy.
I know, it's so nosy. It is.
To her, when she questioned it, he said, you know, what am I doing to make you feel this way? Because I want to correct it, because I don't want you to feel, is there something going on where you feel the need? But here, go ahead, check my phone. There's nothing in it. But what is prompting you to feel that way? Because we need to get to the bottom of that. Because if we don't get to the bottom of that, you're going to feel that way all the time. But, you know, I've been with people where I'm like, you know, okay, you know, it's like if the phone rings and you're not answering, I'm like, well, why aren't you answering the phone? Just answer the phone.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh, you know, but I don't think there's anything wrong. But I do feel if they are, you know, like you said, phone rings. But if you got a relationship where they're not hiding anything, they'll be like, oh, yeah, look, go ahead, look.
You know what it is? Privacy is your phone ringing. Secrecy is, oh, that's a bill collector. No, it's not. It ain't no bill collector.
Answer the phone right here, right now, in front of me.
Right in front of me.
Right? Yeah, right in front of me. And then, you know, I think like in relationships, I mean, you know, I mean, your intuition, you know when something is just not right. Like if they are doing all that secret stuff and, you know, texting, and then, you know, you come around, all of a sudden the screen goes black, you know, just all of that, then yeah. But if you ever want to, you know, I don't know, I guess I like my privacy, but if he wanted to see my phone, I would show it, but I'd also say, look,
don't hurt
you can look at it if you want to. But don't get your feelings hurt, because I have a lot of friends.
Okay.
Well, because, I mean, if you need me to explain something, just ask me.
She got dudes in her DMs. It's
No, but there's a difference between dudes in your DM and you responding to them. They're always going to be in the DM, but if you like, you cute, stop it. No, but there's, I believe,
stop it.
I believe you should engage with someone, but I do believe, unless, as we're talking about this, do you think, well, I know Autumn already how you feel, but there's certain people when you're in a relationship, you know, they should not have that access to you. Like, you shouldn't have like a whole bunch of people, you know, that are single reaching out to you when you're in a relationship. Well, why is your girlfriend?
I don't know.
What?
Excuse me.
To see how you're doing?
Well, I mean, in our business, don't you have...
I understand our business. No, that's one thing. Right.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I have a lot of friends, male and female, who are in the business, and we keep up with each other.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I mean, and my friends... My male friends, no, we're not as close as we are when I'm single. When I'm single, I hang out with my friends. When I'm in a relationship, you know, there are boundaries.
Yeah.
Which is natural.
Yeah, no, I feel what you're saying. And, you know, like, for instance, my boyfriend, he has a lot of like female friends, and I've met 99.9% of them, and they're all just, you know, just friends, and they're really super sweet, super professional women, you know. So I do think that it just depends on your partner. So if you're dating someone who has a lot of single friends, female friends, male friends, it's just all about what you're able to tolerate, you know, because Rich's phone will ring and it'll be one of his female friends that needs advice for something, or with like their business, or hey, can you, because he's super smart. So many different people reach out to him for so many different reasons. And so, yeah, if I was a insecure woman, or it was always concerned, like, it wouldn't work, you know. So you just gotta.
It would not work.
Yeah, you gotta know your partner. You know, if you're dating a boss dude, we're boss women. If they're gonna date us, they gotta be able to keep up and know somebody might slide in my. I'm not gonna respond, but we cute,
right?
So yeah.
I mean, that is such a big thing. You have to be secure. In our industry, an insecure person is just going to have a hard way to go. And the other way around too, because I'm attracted to boss men. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, women can be very aggressive and let you know that they find your boss man quite attractive.
But do you believe it's on your boss man to shut it down? Because women only do what they are.
That's right. And if he's not doing it fast enough, he's going to get a little help. In real time, he'll get a little help.
And that is not insecurity. That is not insecurity. That's saying shut that down.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. And no, that is what you're not going to do.
Exactly. No. Especially if he's like telling you like, no, and you're still going at it, then that's when we got to come in and like, all right, sis, back up. Yeah. Like, already told you. Yeah. His prior email, you know, that's when we got to just kind of turn up.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah. But, you know, Kokalani, to your point, he's the one who needs to start.
He's got to. I'm not mad at a woman. I'm not mad at a woman. I'm mad at
But if he's just like soaking up all the compliments, like, oh, really?
Right.
and just, that's not going to work.
And he turned eyes back up. Who you hurt eyeing, boy?
Right. That's funny. Would y'all date a man not in the business? I don't date. I prefer not in the business. Let me say it that way.
No, I've never dated the industry dude. Honestly, I was always athletes, like, because I was athletic. So growing up, that's what I was attracted to. But as I got older, it was like, you know, regular 9 to 5, 6-figure type dude. Okay. You know, that's what I was more attracted to, you know. But industry of people. You gotta keep it separate.
Yeah.
How about you, Kokalani? In the business or out of the business?
Yeah, people in the business are doing too much. Most of my boyfriends, they've been, you know, just working, living life, and doing their thing. You know, you can't have. I mean, I think in that way, you know, for the most part.
Yeah. I've dated in the entertainment industry, and I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I prefer not. Yeah, I definitely prefer not.
This is something about guys in the industry, like either they're just like short or where's your neck? I can't. You know, it's always something. You know, these men are.
You are so silly. Okay. So Nina couldn't join us tonight. And the three of us are just going to hold it down. You know, Nina's on a break. So we'll just hold it down. And
I wanted to say one thing.
But I thought of Nina when I saw the 9:30.
Yeah.
Because Nina was always like 9:30.
Okay. I just want to say R.I.P. A.J. Johnson, the comedian from Friday.
Oh yeah.
He passed away. And they were someone just meant earlier that you know, we're losing all the people from Friday, because you remember Debo passed away as well, and Bernie Mac. So there's like one scene with all three of them together.
Yeah, and
Pops. That's right. John Witherspoon. So
that's right. Yeah. Pardon me for coughing. I just had to. Okay, my allergies are going bananas. Oh, you've got more?
No, I just got one thing, and that's it. What did you guys think of the Emmys? What did you think of the Emmys?
Not black enough.
You didn't like the opening? The opening I thought they did the opening on purpose to say we get the black out the way right now. Because they did the Bismarck, You Got What I Need, LL Cool J was rapping, they had all the stars in there. And I said, oh, they trying to get the black out early. So they can say we did this at the beginning.
Here y'all go, because y'all not going to win no awards.
Because that's it for the night.
Here's your black right now.
Nobody won.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was not. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw the
thing. Full disclosure, I didn't see it either. I've been traveling for the last, 2 weeks. So unfortunately I missed it. But I did see, you know, I did check up on it the next day and noticed that there weren't any black Emmys.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's when I lost interest in anything else.
Right.
The VMAs, I watched that. That was it. The Met Gala, and then I kind of fell off. But yeah.
Okay.
I love the fashions.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. So I think that's it for the night. Is that it? We good? We good?
Okay.
I know, it went so fast. All right. So Kokalani, why don't you start? And then when you start, since you don't do verses, but you do your face off. Will you address this whole Diddygermain Dupree, all that stuff as yours? Now we forgot, but you can do it in your solo as you're telling everybody what you got going on.
Well, I'm sure Autumn will talk about it in the tea, right? You already talked about it in the tea, right?
Yeah, I mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Jermaine Dupri, you know, the Ja Rule, Fat Joe versus just took off, and everybody was there because, you know, so many people have worked together. And Jermaine Dupri came out, and, you know, Jermaine Dupri has been in the business since he was like 12. His father's Michael Malden, very big. Jermaine was on that Fresh Fest tour with Houdini, used to be a dancer, had a singer. Well, anyway, Jermaine has produced a lot of hits, and he said, yo, Diddy, I'm ready for you. Let's do it next. Diddy disrespectfully said,
yeah, beloved.
He said, beloved.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Dr. Dre. Okay, so thank
cold.
you, but no thanks. And he said, I would knock you out with just Mary J and Biggie.
Oh,
and so then Jermaine, now there was an Instagram live, Fat Joe, he does like these little Instagram lives, and everyone, you know, Jermaine Dupri was on there, and he was talking with Snoop, and they were all talking about doing it with Diddy, and Diddy popped up on it, and Diddy was going in like, no, man, you're not even on my level. And Jermaine Dupri was like saying, okay, you don't even understand. And so Jermaine Dupri was like, so Diddy was going in hard, and Jermaine Dupri said, okay, if we do it, you know, because Diddy just started playing songs. But if anybody knows Diddy and HU, you know, he was executive producer, but he didn't do a lot of the actual production because he had the hitmen. So there were a lot of songs he was in the room on, but somebody else actually did. So Jermaine Dupri said, look, if we ever do it, we got to do it. We got to make some guidelines, because it just can't be somebody on your label.
Right.
It has to be, did you actually produce it? Because Jermaine Dupri actually produces and writes. Yeah. And so Diddy was like, no. And it got really, really heated. And Diddy started playing some songs like, if I play this, you're going to be out. And Jermaine, and they were like, well, you didn't even write that one. That wasn't even you, but it was on Bad Boy. And that's where Jermaine Dupri. So everybody was talking. Jermaine didn't pray anything. He was like, sign the paperwork, cut the check, and then we'll do it. I'm going to do it right. I know how you do. You don't sign paperwork.
Pre-fight warm up.
So then a couple days ago, Diddy agreed to do it. So it's going to be happening. When is it supposed to happen, Autumn?
Oh, girl, I don't know. I saw.
I know.
The track masters, they kind of jumped in. They were doing their thing, like, oh, we need to be up on there. Da, 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 da. But you know what Diddy says? Don't worry if I write rhymes. I write checks.
Right.
Oh, so
Right. Exactly.
that's his thing. So. Yeah.
Right. So that's what we're waiting on. So that should be good. And Jermaine Dupri has a lot of, people think, oh, you got Crisscross, but you got to remember he did Usher, Usher, you know what I'm saying? So, and Mary has a lot of hits. Diddy had, Biggie, Total, but again, the guidelines need to be laid out because Diddy did not produce. You can be executive producer, but did you actually put the tracks together? So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Good.
Yay. Very, very good. All right. So now, Kokalani, you can do your solo and tell us what you got coming up on Saturday.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining me every Saturday. I will be on this Saturday from 12 to 5. And we do our verses rewind. I do face off at 4 o'clock. So make sure you join me this Saturday at 4 o'clock now. Because they announced their reunion tour for the 25th anniversary of The Score, it's only right that this Saturday we will be highlighting the Fugees against Tribe Called Quest. So it's going to be really nice. So make sure you tune in this Saturday. It's going to be really nice. Make sure you vote because we always think we know who's going to win, but then the votes go a little different. So make sure you tune in, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kokalani. That's Cokalani. All right.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. All right, first day of autumn joy.
Hey girl, so my vote is going to the Fugees. Sorry, Tribe Called Quest. Hey guys, make sure you follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Autumn Joy with an I live. And catch me Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bye, ladies. Love y'all. See y'all next Wednesday. Woo!
Yay! Love you too. Love you so much. Make sure you're right here tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, same place, as we go one-on-one with singer-songwriter Maida. I love her single. Oh my gosh, we're going to talk all about that. And it's all for you in the comment section. Thank you for joining us tonight. We love you. We so appreciate you. Follow us on social media at WHUR-FM on all platforms. And of course, you can follow me directly at Angela Stribling. Thank you again. Have a great night.